Hi and welcome back to those that are mad enough to listen to me waffling about food and calories. Now, if you're curious as to what this is and what I'm doing with that, I got a hair clippers and then it was a thing to catch the hairs or stop the hairs going all over you. I put it on as a childish thing saying, I'm Superman running around the house going da 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 da, and I can't be asked to take it off because I'm a big kid. So anyway, on to what this is actually about. The last week has been exceedingly good, in my opinion. I never went over 2,000 calories, and just 3 days, just peaking over the 1,500 calories, just looking over. Unfortunately, my weekly total means I'm not going to be getting my Welsh rarebit that I wanted for next weekend. So I'm going to have to start again and see if I can keep everything under 1,500 calories. I was only about 358 calories over my weekly goal, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. I started on Monday. I did some exercise. I did some whole thing that linked for the aerobic exercise. Forgot the rest of the week. I kept meaning to do it, but I kept putting it off, just the normal sort of things. Can't be bothered, can't remember, got up too late. All the excuses came out. And I was going to start again this week with exactly the same gusto, but I forgot again. I was going to do it yesterday afternoon after lunch, but I forgot. So that didn't go as planned, unfortunately. So other changes that I've instituted during the actual week as well, last week. My milk intake in my coffee down from 60, 70 millilitres, which would be my normal amount of milk, down to around about 30 millilitres. Now, I say around because I don't always get it dead on 30, sometimes a bit over, sometimes a bit low. I do actually like black coffee, but if I was to have black coffee, it would have to be a really good coffee. But unfortunately, really good coffees are expensive, and there is a cost factor that's involved with getting, sort of like the weekly shop. So, in short, it has been a good week. Lots of healthy, happy foods. So, short intro this week, and let's get on to my list of devoured goodies. Okay, another thing about having a roast is that there is always leftover chicken, which is put to good use either in leftover meals or, as in this case, for lunch, which supplemented my salad nicely, along with some cheese and usual accompaniments, and some sweet strawberries to round it off. For dinner, for a change from beef mince and chicken, I had a lovely pan-fried, again without any added oil in the frying pan, pork chops, along with herb and butter new potatoes, and a wee drizzle of spicy barbecue sauce over it all. Tuesday? Well, to be honest, are you all tired of me talking about salads yet? It's always salads and they're never real that much difference. So anyway, this one had cheese, pickled onion, my salad, and a bit of ranch dressing on top. Not much I can really say about it really. And a banana for afterwards. Steak and ale pie was pleasant enough, but lacked in meat content. I tend to find the manufactured pies tend to be disappointing on the meat content and heavy on the gravy side. Anyway, this was served with undercooked chips, sweet corn, and the required, yes, for me, when there's chips involved, it is required, slice of buttered bread. Even managed a slice of cake for afterwards. This was Mr. Kipling's one. I can't remember what it was, but it was exceedingly good. Our neighbour comes up occasionally, asks for some help with ordering takeout food on apps. So she came up this time. She wanted a McDonald's. I fortunately gave in to temptation and peer pressure. Yes, I know I really wasn't pushed into having one. But I had a Mac cocaine. Well, a double cheeseburger, really. Wednesday was a bit of a weird day. My flatmate and the aforementioned neighbour had planned to have a chippy that day. And I decided that I didn't want that. I wanted to try not to have a chippy this week. So I was invited to enjoy the calorific thing, but decided against it. So the point of the story is that I had defrosted some things for tea that night, but because of the fact that both my flatmates and my neighbour were not going to have tea, I had to use it. So it consisted of chicken, sweet corn, an egg, and some sweet chilli sauce mixed through it, with some fine egg noodles, and finished off with the other half of the cake that I had yesterday. Whilst my friends were chomping down on their pizza, I had devoured my portion of cottage pie. Thursday, as we are nearing the end of the pay cycle, I found myself struggling to add a main bit to my salad. So just for ease sake, I cooked up some chicken dippers, which is basically a battered chicken nugget, to go with my salad, which in my opinion actually turned out rather tasty. Quite enjoyed it. After this was another tasty treat of 3 hobnobs, which are delish dunked in coffee. For tea, I had that delicious salty squished meat product Spam. In fritter form, of course. Yes, oil was definitely used this time, as I've not been using it for anything else, but you have to have oil to fry your fritters in. Served with the traditional baked beans and chips, and hopefully the now familiar slice of bread and butter. With my enjoyment of having a non-caffeinated beverage with tea, I decided to shake it up a bit with a healthier apple juice, which admittedly looks like a fresh urine sample, but is far more delicious than that. Friday was a nice and simple cheese salad sandwich. No need to imagine it this week, I actually took a photo of it, along with some cherry tomatoes and a banana. A household favourite graced my plate this day with a Daffy Spag bowl. Now I call it a Daffy Spag bowl because it's not a traditional spaghetti bolognese, with some cheese sprinkled on top. Serving as a accompaniment, I had a single slice of garlic bread. Not a particularly healthy lunch or dinner for Saturday, if I'm totally honest, but scrumming it all the same. I had half a can of tomato soup, served with the American favourite of a grilled cheese sandwich. I make it with real cheese, real proper cheddar, rather than the plasticky stuff. Another household favourite, and not overly healthy, burgers roasted in gravy with heapings, well, not so much heapings for myself, of mashed potato. Had a couple of burgers left over, and decided, as I had enough calories left over that day, that I was going to have a burger sandwich. So I had that, and the cat decided to sit right by me whilst I was making it and judge me. That's cats for you. Sunday lunch was a pot noodle sandwich and a banana, which balanced out the salty goodness of my lunch. Same old for Sunday. For the dinner, typical chicken roast with a glass of apple juice for myself. I didn't take a photo of it, but I also had a bit of supper that night, and I had a raspberry jam sandwich and a pack of ready salted crisps. Well, with the week done and over, I have to reiterate my joy that that's how I'd done this week. Despite a failed start at creating an aerobic routine, like I said, try again. And although I did have to give in to the temptation of a double cheeseburger this weekend, I managed to not give in to any other unhealthy takeaways, which is also good. Would have liked to have the chip in. I would have liked to have a ham and pineapple, controversial I know, pizza, but I didn't have one. So that's it basically. So stay safe, have fun, and I'll speak to you later.